Hello, traders. Welcome to the Thursday evening live stream. Coming at you in 4K, where we're in power hour for crypto. Elon's, payment got approved for like $1 trillion, and not really favorable price action after hours when it was announced, where it was up like 2% when the market closed, and when the market closed, it rallied 2% after hours, and then it had a drawdown, and I think it's down a little bit. So probably nothing burger, but either way, most assets of significant market cap sold off today. Thumbnail's a little dramatic. It's not that crazy. So, but hey, Bitcoin gave up all its gains, man. Y'all give me one sec. My coffee's done. It's right here. I'll just chill out and enjoy the sights and the sound of the Miami skyline. Hold on one sec, okay? We're good, man. We're good. Okay. Whoa. We're good, dude. Let's look at things, man. Let's look at the corn. Your favorite asset in the entire world is Bitcoin, man. And yeah, that green candle yesterday wiped out. 49 minutes till the daily close here. Each candle you can see on the screen represents a day. And if all stays the same or lower going into close, it will be the lowest daily candle close since June 22nd. In fact, if it's just a little bit lower when the close occurs, we'll be going for the lowest daily candle close since May 7th. It is controversial. We're very close to that low, taking out that low from June 22nd. So notable and kind of important to keep our eye on that. If we close below, let's see what price. Close below $100,996.87. It'll be, yeah, the lowest close since May 7th. So just keep that in mind. You always figured even if we were going to hold 100, it was going to get retested one way or another. They just want to make sure it's support. We didn't quite get there. We were really close, man. I mean, this level is just, there's no controversy going back to, you see just how many reversals, supports, resistance. It's just, there's no question about its validity because of its history. And they have not yet today retested it. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see the test tomorrow. But what do you mean? They've already tested once and twice. Lesser time scales. I'll show you like the 4 hour. Let me get this screen above my head. I always have that on the 4 hour. We don't have that. But as you can see right here, they just didn't get there. And we would probably want that either whether it's going to hold or not. We would want to test. Okay. My God, man, we had a low point today of $100,255 and a high point of $104,549. So percentage-wise, since the top today from the bottom, a 4.15% swing. That's pretty bad for the largest market cap asset of crypto, right? And it was far more insane on major market cap cryptos, but just not this one, like XRP, for instance. My God, man, the swing, I think it was like a 12% swing from the high point to low point. So if you FOMO'd in at the top of the day, you got wrecked by 12%. So we'll look at these. Yeah, that's a little bit lower now. Just a test. But you see what I'm saying, man? Like, even if they took it to 106, 108, 109, it'd still be a lower high than the previous high on the 4 hour from November 2nd. Lower than all these highs. You're just in a bad situation trend-wise. Takes time for buyers to reassume control of a trend of momentum. Sellers just really confirmed it a few days ago. Remember, we were talking about it, the Head and Shoulders. I hope you're having a great Thursday, though. It's kind of a throw the dang towel type of week, right? We are all Apollo Creeds about to start twitching. Okay. Can Satoshi devs do something? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, we love Bitcoin fundamentally, what it stands for, what it is. But remember, at the same time, you have to understand Bitcoin's price is not relevant for its functionality, for what it is. It could trade at 78K. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be the wonderful invention where we no longer need a middleman. The middleman is an algorithm. It is thousands of decentralized computers, unhackable. Public ledger, though, is beautiful. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I hope we, again, oscillators resetting, cooling off after such a disgusting sell-off in 2-day period. After finally, the absorption of the remaining demand that was ongoing was confirmed. They finally absorbed it all, and we marked down to the next level, respectively, very respectively. And now it's like, of course, there's going to be at least a little demand here based on the historical price action we've had here. But how long until they absorb demand here before we mark down again, if we are going to? We can look at the weekly real quick just to see where we're at. Man, still it's kind of 3 days, 1 hour. Still got time, man, but it's a bad one. Look how close we are. If you go any lower, going into the close Sunday evening, you could be looking at your lowest weekly candle close since April 28th. And that wouldn't be great, man. And really, on the weekly, that 100K isn't even really discernible. Like, not really. Like, a stronger support that is more visible to the eye is like 91K, as you can see back from November all the way through February. That seems like the big ticket support on the weekly. Are we cool, man? Don't get mad at me, dude. Like, at least, where, hey, man, they could have done something above support. Well, the altcoins, there was no argument in any capacity for upside. And it turns out that was the case. What a beautiful, bearish wave structure that ended up playing out almost perfectly. And, yeah, you were up yesterday, 4.2%. Is that a joint? Nah, because you're down 3.2% today. But at least you're not threatening the lowest daily close. At least you're not threatening the lower close than November 4th day. So a huge bounce off the lows. But bad news is that 200-day simple moving average that you had been trading above for the greater part of 4 or 5 months, it looks like you're gonna close back below it. As you had recaptured it. Saw buyers recapture yesterday. No, nay. You shall not pass. Still in between two major support resistances, liquidity zones, whatever you want to call it. And you just think that maybe on a lesser time scale, a retest of the lows. If you look at some lesser time frame resistance supports, like you can go back and see November 2024. Look how perfect January 2025 a couple times before it rolled over 1 and 2, 3 almost. Lots of tests there. Look at that. Now what a beautiful resistance there before rolling over. So you do really have, at least in the 4 hour, some sort of, oh yeah, man, look at that. Sometimes you go in these lesser time frames, you can see more stuff, like definitely real. 33.74 to 34.20. To be below that is really bad, man. Having a Solana alert going off. Might as well segue into that. Another really, really pretty bearish wave structure that played out. Not all the way like Ethereum did, but I think we're still just waiting on a retest down here. Yeah, you got a little bit of hidden bearish divergence maybe that could be argued. Definitely not on the RSI though. It's bearish convergence. Okay, down 3.54%. Get wrecked, Ethereum. $3,000 target on the weekly for sure. Okay, let's look at XRP. That is gross. Working on a bearish engulfing candle, but they may not. They might not engulf.
Would love if you did a philosophical episode once. Can you please look at the pump and need chart?
Philosophical? What are you talking about, man? Chat, what is he talking about? Philosophical. What am I, philosophizer? Philosophical episode. This reminds me of Globo Gym or whatever, right? Pump and neat chart. Sunma. Well, we have minimums here. You know, if you want me to actually look at something for real, it's like $20, dude. And that's about it. But yeah. Anyway, down 6+% from the high point of the day. Say you FOMO'd at 241, you'd be down 9%. Yeah, it was a 10% drawdown from the highs. And I'm wondering if it might not if Bitcoin rallies into close, but you're going for the lowest daily candle close since July 1st. And we're just patiently waiting on, after target 1 of that trade setup hit, 219 a couple days ago, you're just waiting on target 2, 190 to 196 down here for another test. And you better hope to God that it holds, as it always had since December of last year. I think a retest is in order. The oscillators look ready for it. They look good on the daily for a 190 test, because look what they've done as they rallied it yesterday, only now to fall back into the bearish control zone threshold. That's bad news, man. That's not what you want. So what does that mean? If you're in the bearish control zone, they could extend this sell-off all the way down to 30 before we get oversold conditions. And that means there's lots of downside potential, I think, in the negative momentum. Remember, momentum-driven asset class. And you've got that negative momentum peaking today, hitting its highest level since October 19th.
Hey, my
that
man,
could continue.
Love your stream. Can we get your honest view of Burry's view of an AI I love everyone talking about? Are we in an AI unicorn or?
You know, I mean, like, right, I'm no economist, and I think Michael Burry's probably far more intelligent than me. You know, I just like charts and stuff, but maybe soon. Thanks for the super chat. We'll certainly look at those, okay, when we get to the request segment. But yeah, I mean, the bubbles, it could be seen that way. You got to think about like the .com bubble. It's like that .com bubble was driven by real hype and mania and speculation, of course, just probably like the quantum bubble, maybe the AI bubble we've got going on right now. And just because like everyone was right about the internet. Remember when the NASDAQ crashed after the bubble, like it took like a decade for the NASDAQ to recover, to recapture those highs from the mania top. But it was also real, like in the year 2000 when the bubble popped, like the internet wasn't really a household thing yet. It wasn't really like a practical, tangible commodity that the masses were utilizing yet. And it could certainly be the exact same thing where, yeah, you're getting the forward-looking aspect of the market where the AI bubble is getting driven by speculation and FOMO. But we might just be like, okay, AI is just for cat pictures and deep fakes right now, and it's still in its genesis phase of super intelligence. I mean, I do know, like it's already known, it's a known thing that like AI has actually studied every piece of rhetoric that humans have ever created and has memorized it and has run out of source material. That's where we're at right now in 2025. But is AI sentient? It might take several years. It might take till 2030 or beyond. Same with quantum. Quantum's like probably way further out. And it will probably require like super intelligence from AI to maybe truly harness the ability of quantum computing, just due to its finicky nature. Like the things that have to happen for quantum to stay quantum, like the qubit mode, and not fall back into binary mode. It's like psycho crazy. Like our little monkey brains can't even really comprehend the complexity of it. So it might just be like that. Like everyone's right that is the technology of the future, but we might be like too early and the market's just forward looking, and you know, we've got mania, a little bit of it. So it's worse material is going to get worse. Yeah, I was like, what's it going to study now, man? Yeah, for real. But in a couple of years, it's projected that AI will be like sentient. It will be more intelligent than any genius that's ever existed in every single field that we have in terms of like, right, physics and medicine. I mean, like, you know, English language, any of the languages, like it will be better than us. And like not just better than us, better than the best we've ever had by far. And then from there, I can't even imagine where it goes. So anyway, yeah, I mean, Burry, remember like how he, you know, he did say sell in 2023 in the S&P 500 after that tweet proceeded to rally 78.5% to date. So he was, you know, like, what does that mean when he said sell? And the real estate thing that put him on the map and he made billions of dollars, well, he was right, but he was early. And there's not much of a difference between being right early and being wrong, because you take on tremendous amount of losses before everything dumps and collapses. So timing the market, that's really tough. And that is exactly what he's trying to do with his shorts on Palantir and NVIDIA, his puts or whatever. So it could last, the bubble could last far longer than we could stay solvent. So yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it, man. Like, the stock market has nothing to do with how the economy is, that's for sure. People can't get jobs. I think companies are using the AI excuse to cut stupid amounts of jobs because we're in a like shadow recession, kind of, maybe even depression, depending on who you ask. Like all those people behind me out there, they're probably not doing great. But the people that are up here, probably doing better than we ever have. So it's that K-shape, the haves and the have-nots, and that is manifested into an election that we saw in New York where they literally voted for a communist. So, yeah, and this is what happens when those problems of unaffordability and inflation don't get fixed or resolved. People stop participating. They stop defending like the country's foundational principles, which is capitalism. They say, no, why would I defend that? It can't get any worse. I can't get a job. AI apparently is replacing it, or no one's hiring me. Anyone can't get experience because can't get a job, so I can't get experience, so I can't get a job. And they just say, F it, I'll become a revolutionary communist, man. Let's just take people's wealth that they've generated by force, by we'll use the state to force these people to give up their wealth. I mean, that's like kind of where we might be going if things don't get any better. If there's no solution to affordability on housing, or younger people can't get any sort of work and can't generate any sort of income and they are in student debt and they can't get out of it. It's a really bad situation we're in, man. I mean, like, I really do genuinely have tremendous amounts of sympathy for younger people that are starting their adult life post-COVID. And some people that were just beginning their life going into COVID. Oh my God. Like, just all those people, I have tremendous amounts of sympathy, empathy for them, because I can't imagine it. And for me to try to imagine it, you know, I'm just trying to do that. And it'd be the same thing as like the boomers trying to be like, well, you don't know, like we had 18% interest rates and all this stuff, but they don't factor in the inflation. you know, that is extremely closed-minded and cold. So yeah, I think this new generation has its own problems that a lot of us are not affected by, because we're adults and we were able to make money and generate some wealth before COVID lockdowns, before the markets went absolutely insane and the money printer turned on. And now, like, yeah, you could work 2 jobs before COVID and maybe get a little bit of ahead. You grind, you work hard, you can actually maybe get something go. But now it's like the default is working 2 jobs to only be behind a lot, maybe, to some people. So yeah, it's tough, man. It really is tough times. Anyway, so we looked at Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin. Let's look at Solana. Dude, you want to say how bad this is on Solana today? It's nasty. Working on a bearish and golden candle, working on your lowest daily candle close since July 8th. You go to the 4 hour and it's pretty ugly. Look at this. I mean, would you look at that? I mean, they ran it up. They broke support. Then they're confirming the support zone or resistance now. Support became resistance, confirmed. And it's rolled over. So there's just not much here. There's really nothing here where the asset's trading at. So it's like, for it to just rally again after confirming a resistance as resistance, it doesn't seem as likely, and seems like they might be asking to at least go test 146 again. Was that philosophical enough for you? Who asked about a philosophical stream? I mean, that wasn't philosophy by any means, but I did break away from talking about technical analysis, which I don't do very often. So let me know, man. All right. So, yeah, Solana, not good price action. Support. Remember, this was spring back test. Look at that, chat. Look at it. They captured the level. They kind of double bottomed it and confirmed it before rally, and then they did the same thing. They lost it. They recaptured. They reconfirmed, and look, you had a big rally all the way up to 253. But now everything's different, isn't it? Yeah, it's the inverse, and they could even do something like this too, where it's like, oh my God, they could double. Like, you could see 2 discernible peaks here before they do that. Sure, that can happen. Bitcoin holds up, but that's just not good. Like, that's like the first test maybe that we're seeing. When it was favorable this summer, it is now unfavorable. Big yikes. I have a Twitch. I don't stream on it. It's a backup in case something happened. But, dude, is it really a backup? You got... I'm not even going into it, okay? Anyway, yeah. Bad news. The bearish wave structure playing out wonderfully. And you know the 1618 of this wave structure, the price reversal zone's around 135, 136. It's the deep crab. The deep crab has not yet hit its pattern completion. It was close, for sure. 143, excuse me. You got as low as 146, really. So a little bit further to go, but I could easily see it overshoot, because that 1618 is not really a support resistance. It's really 135.81. I think that might be the target. So, yep. Kind of more of what we've been seeing. The sellers in full control of momentum of all these altcoins. Not all of them. Almost all of them. I know Dash and Zcash, and I know, man, Filecoin today, random S-Coin, that slot machine. Ding, ding, ding. Someone hit the slot machine jackpot today. How would you know? You wouldn't. No edge. Equaling gambling. So, edge on the most alts has been short or not owning. Easy. So, I guess we look at BNB. Yeah, actually holding up today. Only down 1.3%. No big deal. But nothing burgers. You know, they could take it to 1,000. They could take it up to 1,083 and back test that high as resistance, and it'd be a nasty lower high. It might be a short setup, you know, but of course it's performing better than most, because they like pretty much completely annexed the entire market with that liquidation event. My God. So those are your bigger cryptos. I guess we could look at a couple more, like Cardano, dude. Remember Cardano? dude, we were going to get a Cardano. Yeah, I mean, still sitting around that, what would be a target one of a short setup, 51 cents. Still think you're going to 46, 41, maybe even 37 cents just for a test. But just, it's down 3.3%, but it doesn't look like it does it. It just kind of looks like it's just sideways. But a nice 2025 downtrend that just 2 days ago was the lowest daily candle close since November 2024. I mean, you made 2025 lows 2 days ago, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen today. It's going to be a little higher. So, all right, these things have just been completely wrecked, man. Like hardcore wrecked. Well, then you got, yeah, just some of these scams pump, dude. Whatever. Like Litecoin, my God, man. They took this thing up to 105 and it dumped, and they're just holding on to 84. You lose 84, you're going to easily going to 77 and 66 after that. So, I was a lot more optimistic before this liquidation event. That made me kind of lose all hope in crypto. I mean, it's bad, man. They killed the market. They like legitimately killed the altcoin market. Privacy coins are different, but yeah, it's bad. Okay, let's look at the S&P 500 that had a bad day today, but they did they filled a gap, so that's good. Filled a gap from October 23rd. There were a couple unfilled gaps that they've filled now, and if you care about candle close gaps, 664. I don't know. They filled it with the wick there, so that's probably the last gap fill in the general vicinity. But either way, people panicking, dude. People freaking out over this, and it's like it's not that big of a deal. They did it October 10th. You know, we've had drawdowns, you know, in August, and you've got one going on right now. Nothing crazy. So we'll just continue to monitor the situation. The S&P was down over 1% today. Dow Jones did make its lowest daily candle close since October 23rd, and they didn't quite fill that gap, if you would call it that, at 46,738. Still inside this channel here, but barely reaching the demand line if you're not at it already. So, yep, just a down day. The negative momentum beginning to build, first time since October 20th. So I wonder if they picked that up. So I was looking at I was looking at the spot, and then a nasty, almost a bearish engulfing candle. You can't say it was truly bearish engulfing because it gapped down at open, so it couldn't engulf the previous candle's body. But still waiting on a gap fill at 22,955, 945. You haven't filled that gap yet, so. But what a channel, man. I mean, what a freaking MVP channel. So they'll go test that demand line again, and we're going to see what we're made of. Is this the time they finally lose it, going back all the way to May? And it's freaking November. So, yeah, a little bit more downside for a gap fill and a test of the demand line. So 22.8. 22.9 might be X marks the spot, so a little bit lower to go. IWM, Russ 2000 ETF real quick. Oof. It was bad, man. 1.77% losses, pretty much hitting the bottom of the channel, so I don't know if it's going to hold. And it's been violated a bunch on the top, a little bit on the bottom, so I'm not holding too much credence on this channel. I'm not trying to manage my risk with these channels or anything. They just kind of give us a general look of the trend. They conceptualize the trend. So what happened, unfortunately, is they like gapped it down, and then at the high of day, they tested 244.46, the old 2021 all-time high and 2024 all-time high, as resistance before just rolling over all day. And you're up a little bit after hours, but My God, dude, small cap like ACHR got completely destroyed on earnings. First of many red days, perhaps. You don't know, man. Like, of course, the correction could be deeper, but at this point, it's not really anything dissimilar from what we've seen on some other small drawdowns we had earlier this summer, throughout this uptrend. We've had pullbacks, right? You've had pullbacks in July into August, We just don't know if and there's definitely no forms of confirmation. So we can look at the Mag 7 real quick. Let's just go best to worst, okay? Try to paint a nicer picture. Google, actually, you can't believe it, man. You can't, because it's insane. But a record close on Google. Up a little bit after hours, 0.06%. Oh my God, hype in the chat. Only positive thing today of the 7. Apple held in there, tried to play a role as defensive. Ended up closing down, though, gave up all the gains. Thought it was doing something. It was at 273 highs, and then just pulled back and just gave it up and closed actually lower than it closed yesterday and the day before. 269.77, but virtually flat. I'm just being pedantic, kind of, but in technical terms. But still, what a freaking trend, man. I wonder, like, if the market draws down, are they gonna let this thing fly? Because, like, yesterday you saw some of these Mag 7s were up like crazy amounts, like 3, 4, 5% at some points during the day, and this thing was flat. And it's like, well, today everything was down and this thing was flat. So it's like, it's not, what's it doing? Is it just a stable stock now? I mean, like, not inverse correlated, not correlated at all to either side. Sideways. I don't know what to make of that. It is kind of amazing, though. Good stock. Anything above 260 is great, but I just kind of think about like this unfilled gap at like 262. I wonder if they'll fill that. And if you lose 260, then you'd just probably be targeting for 252 to fill that gap from October 17th. So there's upside, man. But I just like if the macro continues to sell off, it's going to be tougher. Okay, Microsoft smoked, bro. The Eye of Sauron, we talked about this. The Tower of Barad-dûr took 600 years for Sauron to create that tower that looms deep in the chasm of Mordor. Potential double top that is getting closer and closer to being confirmed. 493 is the confirmation line of a potential double top. It is not a real double top yet, but it will be confirmed below 492.64. I would say a daily candle close below that level would confirm it. And there's zero support resistance. You would be targeting instantly for 467 if they lost 492. So confirming the top is in at a golden mean ratio, that would be pretty freaking cool, man. Since the top, since its earnings, this was earnings, July 31st. This was also earnings, October 28th. Microsoft in 9 days is down 10.39%. That is massive losses. That's billions of dollars. Okay, so what a route. Sellers been offloading this thing pretty violently since earnings. So lowest relative strength reading since April. Yikes. Currently trading in the bearish control zone. Wow, below 40 for sure. It's gross, man. How are buyers going to reassume control? It's going to be tough with this much selling. Negative momentum. Highest level since August. So, yeah, this is a market driver. Second largest market cap asset in the entire world. Comprises what? 7% of the S&P 500. It dumping is gonna have an effect. Meta, oh dude, forget Meta, man. It's over. My God, they're just running for the hills. You thought Microsoft being down that amount in that period of time was bad. How about Meta being down effing 18.5% in 8 days? Again, a mega market cap asset. That was a bearish engulfing candle, breaking 632 support. And there's nothing here. A gap fill in order. Gap fills at 593. You could say $600 psychological, but it was an overhead resistance from October of last year. That seems like the target. Seems like they're going to go test 600. If they don't hold 600, my God, unfilled gap at 548. That would probably be the target. Let's just say 523 to 530. Support resistance back down there. So, and that would make sense because like from your previous swing low to high, an 88% retrace. Don't we want like deep sales on assets? Well, that might be it, man. If they're going to push it down like this, way below the 200 simple moving average. In fact, they gapped it down below the 200 and even regarded the 200 moving average as resistance, as well as the old demand line flipped to a supply line. It's just been routed ever since. Sellers in full control right now and certainly oversold. Shoot, dude, it's gross. What's up, Horta? Yeah, file doing things, man. Yeah, okay. Great, man. Let's go to Amazon, down 2.86%. They went for a test of the old all-time high from February. Dude, think about that. You know, you've been holding Amazon, and it's like, hey, dude, February, it's not November, same price. I'm a growth stock, by the way, right? Of course, it's an all-time high, but will it hold? It'll probably hold if the macro improves, but we just don't know. Tesla down 3.5%, up 0.35%. We discussed that Elon, that he got approved for his pay package, $1 trillion. So it didn't really have any effect on the share price, but it's up a little bit after hours. That's great. But they did technically today, unfortunately, that old high from December 2024, they did reject it 2 days in a row, and then you did engulf the previous candle. So that's pretty ugly. I hope there's no follow through on that, because that could be ugly. I mean, you think about a left shoulder head right shoulder on a smaller time frame. Let's go like the 4 hour for fun. Oh my God, dude, it's just kind of like you can see slight Momo shift, and it's like up thrust, back test of up thrust behavior. And it is like 1 and now 2, and that's that's very unfavorable. Like if I'm looking at any asset and I'm seeing that, I'm not feeling great about it. That's not good. That could literally be a top. Do you understand why? Right? It's resistance. It's in the deep 886 territory from the previous high, the old all-time high, to the lowest low of the correction. It's 886 territory, and they are confirming that they can't break that one resistance. You see where we are? I mean, this is the territory to be careful. I know, like, we have target 2 and 3 for the trade setup. We've already hit target 1. But you just don't know. I mean, like, this is where they could correct here. We could pull back and see 414, 400 again. I just hope it's all a bad dream. We wake up to strength. Okay, just keep it in mind, man. Can't just... But it's Elon, man. It's Tesla. You can't be like that. Got to look at these things objectively. And it's real rejection of a key level at a deep retrace. We've seen what happens there. NVIDIA, real nasty, dude. I mean, in a 4-day period, 4 trading sessions, NVIDIA was down at the low point, 11.65%. Another market driver, 8% of the entire S&P 500 is comprised of NVIDIA's market cap. So hopefully they just put in a higher low. It's up a little bit after hours, 0.5%, but maybe a test of 183 is in order, maybe a gap fill of 182. And hopefully, again, the highest low ever gets painted and we run again. It was all a bad dream, and we can just keep this craziness going. But certainly no value proposition. No one was ever saying there was value up here, man. This is crazy. Nosebleed section on all these, most of these, tons of these. Okay, that's your Mag 7. You want to see not Dash to US dollar. We can look at Dash. You want to see the most inverted thing I've ever seen in my life, where you have two tickers on completely opposite markets with complete and opposite performance. It's very weird. Dash to the US dollar and the crypto it's phenomenal, man. Right? Up tremendously. What a safe haven lifeboat or life jacket for the crypto waters. But then you look at the other Dash, DoorDash, down 17.45%. But it was really like its own bubble, a consumer discretionary freaking nuts bubble, dude. I mean, this thing has been on like a godlike run. Started with some nice accumulation down here in June 2023. This rally's been going on just as long as Bitcoin's has, for real. And it concluded with earnings, and it was the lowest daily candle close only since May, but just crashed. Fell way below key inflection points. I mean, there's no support here really at all to 167.67. So, I mean, there's still more downside, but I'm wondering if that's a breakaway gap. It was disgusting, man. It was bad. But yeah, there are, I think, bubbles unwinding, maybe like Rocket Lab. We talked about this one, man. Like, dude, it could be over, and it was down 12%. It just like, look how it started. The composite operator was accumulating. There was an M shape, like many different reversals of entire trends, and then the composite man accumulates his position, and then the markup phase begins, then drawdowns, pullbacks, and then we end up getting mania. And these runs are unsustainable, so far away from the 200 moving average. You know, you'd think that a retest of that'll be coming in time, but yeah, big drawdown. Nano nuclear, same thing, dude. Look, you know what it is, right? You know what it's like, a head and shoulders pattern. You hit the top of this all-time channel twice, like you confirmed it, and that's like the head of the head and shoulders, and then you can just be like, oh yeah, I can see it clear as freaking day. Duh. Momentum shifting into the hands of the sellers, and like that, and the neckline is the old all-time high from 2024. It's very pretty structure. If it actually plays out, you might be looking at $27, the bottom of the channel. But yeah, still been in a great uptrend, but kind of recently that structure is kind of gross, right? You had some bad stuff, man, like Pin Gaming. My God, dude. Been in a long-term downtrend. And what you most recently did, you in September put in your lowest high of said long-term downtrend. And now you have lost supports. You back tested support resistance as resistance. 200 moving average tested as resistance at the high of the day. My God, man. I mean, from the top to the bottom, this asset lost 18% of its value. Today, violence. And, you know, just lost it. So probably headed to 1355 or even lower. Maybe 1266 in time. So bearish trend, man. Ugly. And we're talking about the quantum bubble unwinding. Yes. Remember the dead cat bounce? From the high point to low point, a 50% retrace. Bearish and golden candle. And look at you now. You're thinking probably eventually $20. RGTI, same thing. The dead cat bounce. Lowest daily candle close since October 2nd. Yeah. Blow off tops, man. Great runs. They go up thousands of percent in a couple years or a year. And then Composite Man is done. AMD had a bad day. It was down 7+%. But hey, no big deal. Just going for a gap fill from October 23rd, and then maybe a test of what we saw at the all-time highs of March 2024. Still fine, but just a nasty day today. And then ACHR, man, devastated. As it was down 7.2% today, it was down another 9. Oh, it's down 10+% after hours. So it was the lowest daily candle close since September 12th. But currently, as I'm speaking to you, in after-hours trading, ACHR is at the lowest levels we've seen since April. So you want to talk about craziness? You really want to talk about craziness? Think about how this trade setup on ACHR, published in late October, early November last year. Had 3 targets. I believe target 3 was like 1073 or 977. One of these two. Maybe, I don't think 1183. I think that was overshooting it. But one of these two levels was the third target. And so look at it now. All year, an entire effing year, it flirted, it broke above and flirted with the third target, the exit of the trade setup. And it's currently trading below target 3 of that old trade setup. So how crazy is that, man? Maybe even 977 was target 3. But it's just, I think it's insane to think about how it played out, and it's been a year, and it's trading below the final price objective. And this was a 6-week trade, and it was done. Wow. Small caps. Some of them not doing great, man. Market being down is depressing. I don't think the market's down like that much, man. Like, it seems like sentiment might be depressing depending on what you're reading about or what you're looking at. Crypto, it's just like, if you care about trends, that means you care about making money. And if you're in a downtrend that is well established, which is virtually 99.9% of altcoins, there's nothing to do there except short or sit cash and wait for momentum to shift into the hands of the buyers, which will take a long time, because I do think they might have killed the market for a while, if not a really long time, Binance Coin and the whole winter gate thing, winter mute, whatever. And then you also have, like, so these small cap, these huge runs, quantum computing and flying machines, but then also remember another bubble that was the digital asset treasury bubble. Are you kidding me, man? Look at MicroStrategy achieving its lowest daily candle close since, can't believe it, man, lowest daily candle close since November 5th of last year. So we are officially 1 year lows. Took out the lowest levels we saw in February and April. Remember when the markets were melting down and Trump had to tweet to save the world? Traders settled up lower than that low today. How about that? Let's just say in a 110-day period, MicroStrategy has lost 49% of its value. Do I even have the G button? I don't even think I do, man. Do I?
I don't know, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it 3? Yeah, it's 3.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
All right. Yeah, so my digital assets. This one, the biggest joke of them all. Like a bankrupt stock that decided to, got talked into taking on, just buying Bitcoin. Let that be your company, bro. You're a zombie company. Just do it. And it played out, and then it was over. It was over here, man. You could tell, like, they confirmed a top here, and they couldn't hit the blow off top high. Kind of like MicroStrategy. And look at it now. Look what they did today on MetaPlanet. Japanese MicroStrategy. Lowest daily candle close confirmed since April 28th. This asset down, how much? A lot. Let's say 90+%. You're probably just waiting on it to hit 210, 175 at this point. Just round trip it all. Now, what are the other ones? I don't even care, but that's another bubble, you know, that had already popped, but it's just further dumping. So you want to see something nasty? Look no further than Whirlpool. My God, they broke this support. It's over. Do you want to see the significance of losing $73 on Whirlpool? Let me just pull up the weekly so you can actually see what's happening. It's disgusting. I mean, it should be not legal what they're doing. The old swing high from 1994, 98, 2000, 2002, 2004. There's even resistance in 2012. It was defended as support in 2020 before it rallied and hit an all-time high. But look what they've done now. look at that candle last week and look at the follow through we were receiving. There is almost unlimited downside potential on this asset. This thing could be going to $44, $45 next, based on history below 73. That, I mean, there's a lot of assets on the market that looks like this. They're just terrible trends. Like, as the stock market's been hitting all-time highs, it's all been fool's gold, dude, because it's been so lopsided. There has not been any sort of broad market rally. It's just been these big tech and semiconductors driving everything. And then you've got a consumer discretionary bubble that popped, like CMG, classic distribution. It was godlike, right? I mean, like, Bulkowski would be so proud of the three falling peaks pattern. That look at it now. I mean, going for the lowest weekly close since February 2023. As we looked at DoorDash already, Uber's probably going to be on the chopping block soon. But Cake, Cheesecake Factory, bro, just crashing, kind of. In the past quarter or so, they came up here. I mean, it was cool, dude, like cool M shape, but look what they did, man. They hit this resistance, and it was just, the plague. $67 is the plague for Cheesecake. And on we could go. I mean, there are definitely just assets that have not been doing well, and we've already talked about Target yesterday. It's super ugly, man. Like, you're running out of support. Like, you were down another 3% today. I mean, down over 5% in 2 weeks. And if you lose this last level, which you could, I mean, it's just 85.70, then 73.47. Bad momentum. Sellers in control. What about Domino's Pizza, bro? Domino's? Welcome to Domino's. Well, I thought it might be, you might have been okay above 435, but then the new data came in and another failed test, and then a lower high came in, and then you lose 435, and it's like, it's over. It's over, dude. I know there's this little local base here at 401, 400 psychological, but if they lose that level on Domino's Pizza, man, you might be working at Domino's, okay? Because the target's going to be $324 or $300. Very bad, boys. Type 2 return, in a way, of this huge bear shark pattern. So just giving you a little bit of perspective, and some other sectors besides semiconductors and your metals, like these metals, like, could be, what a start, man. But maybe on something like this, there could be way more upside. But it did hit the beginning of the golden zone. This BVN, it's a miner, like a precious metal. I'm wondering about stuff like Colgate, Palmolive Company. Things been doing pretty crappy. I mean, what was it? This week and last week hitting the lowest level since November 2023. So of course they could put it in a higher low and it runs again, but I'm just telling you, right? Like, relatively speaking, in terms of time, like, these things are hitting multi-year lows. They just have been. So, and then I don't even know about oil stocks, man. Like, geez, I think ExxonMobil might be freaking amazing. It looks really good. Like, they put in a higher low. There's like positive correlation to that old level from 2014 before the oil glut. I mean, it does look kind of nice here. That is really nice, man, actually, on Exxon. But there's a lot of energy stocks that don't look this good. So, but just think about, for years, same price. For years. Yeah, consumer discretionary, man, not great. Quantum computing, not great. Flying machines, speculative tech, new tech, not great. Starbucks, they're trying to hold here with an M shape, but if you look at the weekly, it doesn't look good. The daily, yeah, you might have an argument if you stayed above $80 long enough. I wouldn't go long on this, though. Nah, I don't think I'd go long. You know why? Because, I mean, just think about the context here, right? They put in the all-time high in 2021. You crashed. You rallied. The buyers really tried to rival the previous, the all-time high in a couple of years later, and you crashed again. 886, you rallied. You made the same high. You confirmed that market participants are in no way going to make an all-time high anytime soon, and then you crashed again. And then what have you done most recently on the weekly? The buyers pushed the price to go test this $94, $99 level as resistance, as they had never really had much of a problem breaking it before, even on these lower highs. They now are. They are now formally regarding it as resistance, and that's kind of like what you got. And you also are trading below the 200-week simple moving average, and that 200-week simple moving average is down sloping. I mean, it's been down sloping since March for the first time since literally 2010, after the global financial crisis. You get how crazy that is? You've had an up-sloping 200 moving average for the greater part of like 15 years, and no longer is that happening. Trading below it, and it's down sloping. And then distribution. And I get you some higher lows coming in lately, but just because you have some higher lows going in, you still have the lower highs on the top side. So if even in anything, you'd say it's more contraction neutral, but after these two highs came in, Disney might be a little bit more interesting, I guess, but still cannot break 120. Yeah, it's range bound. What if they're failing here? Maybe they're gonna go take it back down to the bottom of the range again, $82. Oh, we didn't talk about this. Take-Two Interactive. News broke a little bit after the closing bell that they have announced that the long-awaited Grand Theft Auto 6 will be delayed another effing year. And so what happened to Take-Two, and what a beautiful uptrend Take-Two has been in, and it was probably based on the speculation of GTA and anticipation of GTA 6 getting released finally before the meteor hits, right? But this channel was so amazing, and they've gapped it down. It's only down 7%, but at one time it was down 20%. So it has recovered a lot after hours, but needless to say, gross. What have they done, man? One job, just freaking...
Carl tipped $25.
Release the game.
Hey Mitch, hope you are doing well. Let's look at TELUS Corporation.
Thank you so much, Carl. That's the first contribution of the day, or first request of the day. No, second request. Jesus chimes the daily candle has closed, so... We did it, man. Bitcoin, as you can see on the new 4-hour candle, they're running it out the gate. It's $260 up. Oh my God, without testing that inflection zone. So, all right, I was just spending some time doing some, just looking across different sectors, subsectors of the market. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick just to see how everything concluded. There it was. And it was, chat, unfortunately confirmed as a bearish engulfing candle. And it was, in fact, the lowest daily candle close since June 22nd. So at least we averted that nastiness, losing that level. Multi-month lows on the close. Bearish engulfing. Gross. Ethereum. No engulfing candle, but did lose the 200 simple moving average. Okay. No man's land in between two big levels. So, and then we can look at, just real quick, XRP. XRP did not bearishly engulf, so I guess you got that going for you, which is nice. Still ugly candle, though. Still short setup, still active. One target of the two hit. Waiting on 196 test. I think that's the only thing that makes sense at this point due to the trend and lack of supports anywhere. So, and then Solana, it was gross, but they did not let it bearishly engulf technically, but you did have a bearish back test of 162.52 for sure. So they might run it up again even, but that's a steel wall for now. And if they really correlate below that, given enough time, you could be looking for a fresh 135.81. So, okay, we're just looking at them. We can look at total. I like totals, man. I like totals. Did not bearishly engulf and did not make a lower daily candle close in November 4th, a couple days ago, but still just closed, giving up all the gains from yesterday, really, in kind of no man's land. I mean, maybe you could try to be like, dude, 3.23 is definitely support. It is support. It was resistance. It has been kind of support, I guess.
Hey,
you know.
soon going to join the Patreon/Citadel because I love what you are doing. Can you take a look at maps? WM Technologies, please. Netherlands emoji.
Thanks so much for the 20, dude. Yeah, we'll certainly look at that. And thank you so much for the consideration of the Patreon, man. Like, yeah, dude. And I hope you have the mentality that going in, you're just doing it to support what I do. You know, I try to just help you on your trading journey, and you get a little bit of value, a little bit more value when you join that. But above all, you're just you want me to keep coming back and doing what I do every day on these streams. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate it. All right. Real quick, let's see here. We'll see. So the first request was, I guess, pump. Pump it up, dude. Pro Petro holding, or I bet you want the S coin, don't you? I bet you do, dude. Pump fun. What chart, man? What exchange? You know, where's all the data, man? Pump fun. Okay, for now, I guess it's okay. This is a request. Making a higher low for sure, but not an 886, not quite. It would like a little lower, but bearishly engulfed today, down almost 11%. I'll just be real with you, man. I wouldn't touch it. I just wouldn't. I mean, because you have a swing high right here. They lost it, and then they retested it, and then they rejected it. So if you're below 4.1 tenths of 1 cent, probably not great. But yeah, see like an M shape, maybe a Gartley in the making if it hasn't already been made. Because is it a 618? Yeah, it is a 618. It's a 786 on the D point too. I mean, it's an 88. My God, dude, it is literally an M shape. It's hard to believe, right, that Pump.Fun, which is a fraud, scam, completely detriment to humanity and society and civilization, and there's no argument. Like I think I read 95 plus, 99% plus of people who utilize Pump.Fun lose money. So like the only people that make money are the ones that charge fees for people to buy and sell their scams. That's it. So you're looking at the harbinger of scamming. But it's a crazy 886 Gartley. It's a higher low. And that's about as far as I can take it, man. Yeah, above 4 tenths of 1 cent, maybe it's all right. But what a beautiful M shape. I hope it fails, right? Because it's like, screw Pump.Fun, man. You had incels in like cages threatening themselves, their lives, unless you bought their scam coins. Remember that? I mean, dude, it was like, that was like the Doquan version, you know. That was, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't want to explain it. It was the weirdest, most sickening crap. Yeah, this is what you get with crypto. I mean, unregulated markets. So you got the weirdest, worst of humanity coming out in digital form. Okay, so it's worse than NFTs, dude. NFTs were great in ways until humans' greed got in the way. We did NFTs so freaking perfectly in this community, exactly what they were designed for. Like, okay, you can tip the stream $20, man, for a request, or I can get my graphics guy who I pay a salary. I can get him to make an incredible piece of culture of our community that ties into current events. That's really cool. You could buy that for $20, whatever it would be, and you have something instead of just tipping me. It's like, of course, there was no like guarantee that they would ever go up and about. It wasn't about that. It was just contributing to me in another way. It conceptualized our community and our wonderful, deep, rich culture that had been, you know, we had incubated that culture for years, and we could show it, immortalize it, and then they killed it because of greed. Speculative bubble bullcrap, pictures of potatoes and monkeys, and this one went for $1 million. It now goes for $10. And it only goes for $10 because it was once worth $1 million too. Like, it should be worth $0. But yeah, they ruined it. We had such a fun time with it, man. Like, if I try to create NFTs now, no one in this community has a freaking wallet to buy NFTs anyway. People be like, oh, I got to go, like, make a wallet. I don't even remember the password to my old wallet. And that's how it would be now if we made one. So, anyway, I can't believe Pump.Fun's got this M shape. It's kind of interesting, but I wouldn't say take action on it because it's Pump.Fun. Okay.
Lizard.
Yeah, dude, totally. That's what I was thinking. One more lizard, please.
Lizard.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks again, Sunma. Really appreciate you, dude. TU for Carl. We TUing. Telus Corporation. Remember this one? Yeah. Do remember. I remember when someone, if it wasn't you, requested this back in February 2024, and it was just like, dude, terrible downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, and they finally took this thing down to like at the beginning of the year 13 plus, and then they recaptured the key level, they recaptured the wedge, and you had a breakout only to triple top, head and shoulders, whatever, and then collapsed, and now you're right back at this key support. And you got to wonder, man, like, this is such a big deal. 1457 it is not a joke. Going back to 2013, it is the bottom of a trading range to a degree. I mean, triple divergence down here on the MACD histogram, kind of. RSI is not that great. I mean, I don't really see enough structure here. I would like to see a local structure develop, like 3 Rising Valleys or something like that, or lose it, go to $14 and then recapture, then reconfirm 1457 as support. I'd like to see more. We just don't have enough data at the point. Like, yes, they are holding the level, but what if we just have a bad few days and we lose the level and we go all the way down to $14 again? So, and then you see an 886 from this low point to high point. 886 would be at $14 anyway. So I don't think it's actionable, but it's certainly something to watch on TU finally, But you made a high, you made a higher high after the higher low, and now you're trying to make a higher low again, but they could make a higher low way lower at $14. So still below the 200 simple moving average. Yeah, something to keep an eye on, but I don't think it's quite actionable yet. But yeah, you're at a level where maybe you could start, if you want to start, if you were a TU bro, maybe you buy like 1 share for the memes and just see what happens. But yeah, when you're going for a test, I would like to see local structures develop, and that could take weeks. So thank you, Carl, man. Was that Carl? Or was that anonymous? That was, Anon wanted maps or waste management. Montana. Oh yeah, I don't think that went off, but thank you, dude. Let me check, dude. WM Technology. One sec. Oh yeah, we've been here. I remember this place. It's actually very interesting. Very interesting chart. Look at this, dude. Wow, the M shape. closing in on that type 2. They're filling the gap. We're getting close to filling the gap. Down 3% today, roughly. Down another 3.2% after hours. We'd be wanting to see 88% or 88 cents again. We want to see this, and then we want to see this, and then if you're lucky, we'd get like this. You want even local stuff, so we want to start seeing that. So we're on the way. You know, have your alert set up. Maybe at 89 cents, you start hearing 89-cent alert go off. It's really time to be paying attention to this asset. So yeah, I really like that they put the lowest low in April, and now you've got higher lows, or they're all the same lows, but they're all higher than the lowest low. But now you have a higher low here from July, and hopefully we come in rivaling that low and correlating positively to 88.5 cents. You're getting real close to it being maybe actionable. So we need to lose a little bit more value, okay? Got to fill that gap at 92 cents. We're at 95.88 cents after hours.
What you're talking about, do you?
Okay. Yep. So we're almost there. Type 2 return in the making. Very good, dude. Something to pay attention to, chat. I'll post this. Okay. Well, Fubo for James Craig. He wants Fubo for us, by us or something. Just kidding. It's in the TV service or something. I'm pretty sure. But Fubo TV Incorporated. Well, there's a time and place. It was back in October, December last year. And it was the way they do it. Remember the M shape that reversed everything? You had a crazy breakaway gap. It wasn't even earnings. I don't even know what it was. But they lost the level, and then they recaptured it, reconfirmed it. Man, lots of good price action here. You're in a good trend. You're above the 200 moving average. I like it above $3. I love it above $3. Yeah. I really do. Inflection zone. Higher highs, higher lows. I mean, you're in a good trend. So, like, I think, I don't know how long it'll take, but you'd think that the next target, if they were going to run it after such a, see that? How far back it goes, 2018 and 19, how it's such a big deal. I mean, given enough time, probably 524, and then a retest of 647. And we could reassess after that, but my God, then probably 820 after that. So it could be just the beginning. I mean, like, the beginning's already happened, right? But like we're saying, like, the trend is good right now. If you fall below $3, 331, you're probably screwed. Like, the trend's probably, I mean, you're going to fall back into a mega trading range where there's a lot of downside. But if they keep up the higher highs, higher lows, given enough time, you could be finding yourself at 524 plus. So, Mr. Fubu. That was for James Craig. Thanks again for the 20 super chat, man. I don't even know what that played. Sorry, I haven't looked at chat much. I've been kind of going, man. Disney deal approved. Lots of hype. Oh, Disney deal with the Fubo bros. Was that what made it go nuts? Bitcoin down on the new day. Or one sec. Just got to do something. Let's go back to Bitcoin. But remember, momentum is in the hands of the sellers right now, despite anything you believe. Don't be fooled by the Bitcoin maxi bros on crypto Twitter that are just saying randomly, just hold your coins. I mean, like, again, there's nothing wrong with holding Bitcoin long term, but we're talking about trend analysis here. And sellers confirm control of the momentum of the asset pretty much on November 3rd, November 4th. Got to retest 99.3 to 100K to see if it's real or not locally on like the 4 hour. You got to see if it's real. They got to go test it. It might be real. They could hold it and we run back to 107. But they also could test it. It could fail and we'll see much lower prices.
Hey Mitch, can you take a look at UPST? Thank you.
What's up, AG man? Yes, thanks so much, dude, for the 20. We'll look at UPST. One sec though, I gotta just do something. Okay. Man, I had a hard workout today. It sucks with the time change. I get up here and it's just like I have zero time to prepare before it's go time. I'm about to start going live at like 6:30, 30 minutes into Power Hour to give myself a little more time so I'm not so rushed. But yeah, basic attention token actually looks okay, dude. All right, selling off. Let's go to UPST for AG. Let's do it, man. Okay, UPST. Upstart, that's right. Very bad, boys. Very bad. Nothing about this looked good anyway. Big yikes. Disgusting. On earnings, they gapped it down. Looks like on high volume, maybe. And down another 10% today. It was down 8.29%. Oh, no, I'm looking at the 4 hour. Sorry, that's confusing. Look at the daily. Disgusting. Wow, what a nasty candle today. 10%. Wow, look at this channel going back, man. They're testing the demand line, aren't they? And you're probably like, bro, there's an M shape. Yeah, there's an M shape. But remember, it's a potential M shape because there's no reaction. Like, I could paint a bat here all day, and it's right at the pattern completion zone, or right at the demand line of this channel that goes back to 2023. But horizontally, maybe you got to swing high from 2022. Yeah, I can paint it for fun, but remember, just because we paint these, there has to be a reaction, and a reaction is definitive. Like, a reaction is actually, you can see the move, and it goes probably 38% minimum from the high point of the structure to the bottom. That's the reaction, and then you would want eventually to see a type 2 return. So nothing actionable about this asset. It's oversold. It's the lowest RSI rating, I think, since January 2023. Oh my God. So interesting, but yeah, it's been getting destroyed for sure. I hope this level holds. I hope 37, 38 bucks holds. Okay, you need some positive price action tomorrow, but it's potential because it hasn't reacted yet. Okay. All right, Bitcoin down $450 on the new day. Asia waking up and choosing some violence. Not so much on the altcoins. Altcoins are up some, except privacy coins dumping today now on the new day. But yeah, you look at Ethereum down 0.4%, selling off too, below the 200. Again, you're just waiting on $3,000. I'm just saying, bro. $3,000 on Ethereum. Wait to see what happens down there. Solana's flat. But again, something terrible happened, and it was on the 4 hour. They had already confirmed resistance as resistance. So there's a lot of downside potential. If that's actually real, what we are reading and seeing is real. A lot of downside. So remember, sellers completely own this market right now. They own the momentum of these assets. They have for a while. Bitcoin, it was more recent, beginning of November. But all the others, most of the others, they had control on the crypto collective. And you can thank CZ and Binance Coin, or Binance, for killing the crypto market. Okay. Solana down nearly 16% on the week, down about 30% on the month, 12% on the 3 month. Year to date down 18%. And year over year down 16.65%. Doesn't sound like an investment to me because it's not. Ethereum, a little better. Down 13% on the week, let's just say 26% on the month. But, in 6 months, it's up 27.7%. Year to date, though, since January 1st, down 0.92%. Disgusting in an 11-month period, dude. That's so sad. Yeah. Screw crypto, man. Collectively. And yeah, you can get, hey, man, just go privacy coins. All right. But no one said this market was good. No one been saying altcoins looked great lately. They'd already confirmed the trend reversal, and now you're just marking down again. So let's go for a retest on Bitcoin, and hopefully they hold it. But if they don't, at least we know where we're going next. And if we don't hold 99K and it's not a fake out, because it could be a fake out, they could break it down, close below it, and immediately recapture it, and we run. But if they lose it for real, we're targeting for $92,800 minimum. Okay. The problem with Bitcoin is how good the oscillators look for the sellers. Remember, a momentum-driven asset class with negative momentum mounting. As we talked about the past 2 days, building and building. And the problem is the RSI, you are well within the parameters of the bearish control zone, sitting at 34, meaning there's a lot of downside before the daily oscillator is cooked, before you're oversold. So the oscillators do not look good on the daily. Okay, and you did bearishly engulf yesterday. I hope it rallies. I hope we hold 99.3 for real and we run, but you can't say the trend's reversing until I think you're taking out 116 probably. It's big yikes, man. It's just not. Ugh. It's been this way. It's rough. So Susanator. Chan, thank you all so much for coming out today. I've been live now for hour and a half, so just doing to say I'm very grateful for each and every one of you coming out and supporting the stream just by watching, hitting that like button, that bell, that sub, whatever. But just know this is part of how it works, man. You can't always have ripping and roaring multi-year uptrends, right? You can clearly see we're in that lull, that period of the unknown and the possible period of trepidation, where we are currently trading below that 200-day simple moving average as we did in August of last year for the greater part of a month. This year, from March all the way to April, so another month, maybe almost let's say 7 weeks below the 200. And here we are just confidently trading below it again. So just keep that in mind. There was never a value proposition at levels this high. It was all premium, record premium. And then these lower highs coming in kind of confirmed that we might be screwed. The altcoins were implying we were screwed, and it turned out that was the case. So, all right. Well, thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate it again. And thank you for the likes, love, support, contributions. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. It's free to join the Discord. That's where it's really where the conversation continues when this live stream ends. I'll be in there. You can ping me if you have questions, whatever. I'll be happy to do my best to answer. You know, you can even ping me in the general chat if you have a question of substance that might be valuable to other community members. So if I can answer it. But yeah. See y'all in the Discord. So I'll be back. Till next time, respect the TA.
One of those nights I was feeling kind of lethargic. Knew I shouldn't have went to that place at all.